Do you like to travel or hear about traveling? I sure do. There are always fun adventures and new things that you can see for yourself when traveling or even hear about from friends who go on adventures and travels. I have a story to tell you about today that is all about traveling, but it goes a lot farther than just another country. More like another planet. More like another dimension. This story is about Meg, a young girl, and her little brother Charles Wallace, along with their friend Calvin, who go on a trip to find and save their father. Along with the help of a few quirky and kind of funny talking allies, they travel so far into exciting and sometimes dangerous places just to bring him home. Each of them must learn what is important to them and face the big evil if they ever hope to make it home before their mom notices they are gone. I have a passage here today that I think will really show you how fantastical this book actually is. After a few moments that seemed like forever to Meg, Mrs. Murray came back in, holding the door open for, was it the tramp? It seemed small for Meg's idea of a tramp. The age or sex was impossible to tell, for it was completely bundled up in clothes. Several scarves of assorted colors were tied about the head, and a man's felt hat perched atop. A shocking pink stole was knotted about a rough overcoat, and a black rubber boots covered the feet. "Mrs. Whatsit," Charles said suspiciously, "what are you doing here, and at this time of night, too?" "Now don't you be worried, my honey," a voice emerged from among the turned-up coat collar, stole, scarves, and a hat, a voice like an unoiled gate, but somehow not unpleasant. "Mrs. Whatsit says she lost her way," Mrs. Murray said. "Would you care for some hot chocolate, Mrs. Whatsit?" "Charmed, I'm sure," Mrs. Whatsit answered, taking off the hat and the stole. "It isn't so much that I lost my way as that I got blown off course, and when I realized that I was at little Charles Wallace's house, I thought I'd just come in and rest a bit before proceeding on my way." "How did you know this was Charles Wallace's house?" Meg asked. "By the smell." Mrs. Whatsit untied a blue and green paisley scarf, a red and yellow flowered print, a gold liberty print, a red and black bandana, and under all this a sparse quantity of grayish hair was tied in a small but tidy knot on top of her head. Her eyes were bright, her nose a round, soft blob, her mouth puckered like an autumn apple. "My, but it is lovely and warm in here," she said. This is A Wrinkle in Time by Madeleine L'Angles, and I think that this is a great read that will show you whole new worlds and maybe even change yours a little bit. I highly recommend it if you love learning about adventure and travel, or even if you just want to see how these characters overcome and face the emotional and physical challenges that come their way. It's a great read.